Hello and welcome to AFL Rewind. I'm Sarah Ollie and we have a perler at Football Park ahead of us with Adelaide taking on Collingwood in round 13, 2001. The Pies haven't played finals since 1994 and, under coach Mick Malthouse, currently hold 6th spot on the ladder. Many in the footy world see this game as a litmus test of their credentials, facing a hostile Crows crowd and the likes of Rashuto, McLeod and Jarman. Adelaide has also won 4 of the previous 5 head-to-head clashes. With Collingwood champion Nathan Buckley at his best, can the Black and White Army do the job? Stay tuned to the very end of this one. What happens late will create headlines.
Darren Jarman is starting up forward. He's at centre-half forward at the moment and going back towards the goal square.
Well, he finished so well against Essendon. He knows how to play there. They haven't been happy with his half-back form, the way other teams have been exploiting him. So let's see if he can kick some goals.
Neil Curley's on the boundary line. Curls, terrific night. What about the influence for Buckley? And are you surprised Jarman forward?
Hi, Bruce, and hi, Melbourne viewers. Well, no, not with Jarman, because he's been taken out of the game back at half-back. The Buckley influence is going to be very interesting to watch indeed. The team has been playing very, very well without him. Whether he comes in and maybe just disrupt their team pattern or style of play, that remains to be seen. They're very heavy dew on the ground, so there could be a few balls fumbled. Absolutely no wind. It promises to be a great game of Australian rules footy.
Thanks, Curls. Looking forward to your call down on the boundary line. So Buckley looks like Stengline has got him, and Freeborn's gone to Jarman in the goal square. So Jarman in the goal square, playing one out as a forward, and a Freeborn with him, and there's Nathan Buckley.
Not a bad matchup, Glenn Freeborn. He's a very classy player.
So McKee and Clark, Lucuria, McLeod, little towboat he tried. Stengline over the top of it. Been a good player, Stengline. It's been their #1 tagger. Well played by Steinfort to get it forward. Marsh has missed a sitter. Taken by Fraser. Handball to Malloy. He's 40 metres out. Good measuring kick to the goal square for Holland. Didn't have a shot, I don't think, Malloy. I think he should have from there.
Well, Ben Marsh committing the cardinal sin of letting the ball get behind. He missed the mark, and maybe that will happen on a dewy night, but the ball must fall in front. And Jared Malloy, too team-oriented, tried to share the ball around, should have gone for goal.
Marsh and Fraser, hands out by Goodwin. Marsh in the end off the ground. Rashuto, so Rashuto's got Dimartina with him. McLeod's handball on the up was pretty good. To Stevens at half-backs, had a good year. Kicks to centre wing. Perry and Wakeland together. Shane Wakeland. Lockyer, the young gun for the Collingwood, kicks to half forward, and good mark. So Marsh wins the battle against Fraser early.
Well, Shirley was pretty good in that defensive move for the Crows just a moment ago too. The kick goes close to the line. The umpire right on the scene there, the boundary umpire that is, and made the decision that it should be thrown in. The Collingwood interchange bench. We start with Leon Davis, Damien Atkins. What a comeback it's been for Damien Atkins. Rupert Bathiris and Ben Johnson for Adelaide. They start with Hewitt, Byrne, Bassett and David Gallagher. We have David Gallagher and James Gallagher playing for Adelaide. Lucuria was caught, but he was able to get the hand pass away. Steinfort kicks it in towards half forward, gathered by Malloy. Breathe the ball magnet. Hand pass is a little astray. Gathering the ball now, Goodwin. Left foot kick is equally as errant. Fraser from about 50 metres gets underneath the kick, and it is a score. So the first score of the match is a behind to the Magpies. Kick by Josh Fraser.
Just enough desperation from Robert Shirley then, just to get to the kicking leg of Fraser, just to put him off balance.
Here is Robert Shirley. Crows had all sorts of problems against the Bombers in their last match with their kick-ins, but found Shirley. Now, that's interesting. He went to Clark, who had 2 on him in Malloy and McKee, so it wasn't a really good spot up. So McKee into Buckley. First time we've seen him. Good kick. Finds Holland. Holland's about 52 metres out. He's been a goal kicker.
Player in the pocket, or Nigel Smart got back and spotted him.
Was Malloy. So here's the lead, and Clement in front takes a very clever mark against Stevens.
Well, that is a very clever mark. James Clement's form has been tremendous this year. He's one of the reasons that Collingwood have had such a good year, but that's a very strong mark. He was able to push off Mark Stevens as the ball was in the air, and his hands when they found the ball was strong.
Versatility, one of his strengths.
It's a very good field kick. Let's see what he's like going for goal. They like it. He's got it, I think. He has. So Collingwood keep thinking back to that game, Graham, against Port. Port kicked the first 4 goals, and then Collingwood destroyed them after quarter time. But tonight they've come out running.
Well, I'm intrigued with Clement. He's obviously gone forward to take Rocker's spot there, and that's Mark Stevens is no easy player to take a mark over or in front of. But a bit of a surprise from Mick Malthouse.
Well, there he is, the goal kicker, James Clement. It was an excellent kick from about 40 metres, slight angle. Collingwood have kicked the only 2 scores of the match. They lead 1-1. The Crows yet to score. Skipworth taken to the ground, and congestion right near the centre circle here at Football Park. Just forward of that area, favouring Adelaide.
There's the interchange, Robbo, for the Crows. There's a mismatch up forward. Prestige Giacomo's got James Gallagher at the moment, Graham. James Gallagher's gone to centre half forward, and Big Presti's on him.
Yeah, well, that is a surprise.
Interesting point there, and we're watching the Crows try to clear a congested area just forward of the centre circle. Buckley went for the ball, couldn't quite grab it, and eventually with the footballer's Rashudo, he's taken to the ground, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
Well, here's some of the matchup. Mark Rashudo and Dimartina. Goodwood running with Buckley at the moment, and Paul Lecuria with McLeod.
28 players in the forward half for Adelaide. At the moment, only 8 players in the Collingwood forward half of the ground. Nick Davis under a cloud before this match. Creeps away from half-back, kicks the ball into the middle. Oh, Clement got it, but the ruck work was provided by Fraser. Clement would probably kick a goal, you would think, from there. It looks pretty good. He's got his second, but Josh Fraser was terrific.
Well, it was an interesting move. Collingwood's forward line is extremely open. They've got players back in defence. They've moved it quickly to the forward line. Ben Marsh actually got front position, but the knock from Fraser and a good shepherd from Malloy there allowed Clement to dash inside 50. And some days you start where the ball finds you and it falls in your lap. He's done a couple of very good things. He's got 2 goals on the board, and I don't think Gary Ayres would have predicted that James Clement would have been the goal scorer for Collingwood in the first two scoring opportunities.
Terrific crowd here. Just how good was that kicker Clement at top speed, drilling it home, and Fraser's work outstanding, as Robbo said. So Collingwood with a start here. They lead 13-0. They're going well. Lecuria out of the centre, and Shirley front spot that time takes the mark. Crows have been inefficient all year. Just kept missing targets. McLeod's got Stevens on here. Well, Clement's got a couple on him, so Stevens might try and push forward here. The handball to Edwards. Edwards over the top. Finds Stenglein. Stenglein tries to break a tackle. He does. It's a wobbly, ordinary kick. Jarman's at the back. Almost a chance. Coming through Vardy. Is there a toe poke in there? It's a behind rush through. No, free kick to Collingwood, I think. Free kick to Collingwood for hanging on. And Tyson Lanes to get it.
Ooh, desperation stakes. Crows had a good look at the ball there, but the desperation of the Collingwood defenders forced it through and won the free kick.
Kick out wide, good to Freeborn. So Freeborn to run off Jarman here. Freeborn at half-back to kick to centre wing. And I think a free kick here against the Crows going to Collingwood.
Another holding incident there against Adelaide. Our umpires for tonight's game are Derek Woodcock, Mark McKenzie and Mark Nash. The footballers with Paul Lecuria. Usually a pretty good kick of the football, that's no exception. Just a little high, enabled the Crows defender to knock the ball away. Was that out on the full by O'Brien? No, it must have gone over just before he touched it with his boot.
I think O'Brien thinks the ball was out.
Well, actually,
no.
It wasn't out on the full, Bruce. His little toe poke did bounce the ball, and then this kick has gone straight over for another boundary throw in Stenglein. No, it's a free kick to the Magpies by the look of it.
Stenglein kicked it out on the full.
Kicking it out on the full, Tyson Stenglein. And still indecision here. It's going to be thrown in.
What's the story? Must have played on.
Right on centre wing. Clark doing the ruck work. Goodwin some desperate stuff. Nick Davis was in there as well. The kick forward. Chance again now. It came from Dimartina. The kick by Malloy. Right to the goal square. Tarrant, no! I think the desperate move there by the Adelaide defender in Bickley was enormous. And he forces a rush behind when it looked an absolute certainty here. Just Brodie Holland, look at this. Oh, Mark Bickley, 10 out of 10.
Gee, the old captain, he was worth his weight in gold there. Rashudo wide. Collingwood look so dangerous, don't they? To Stenglein. Stingline to centre wing. Now again, Stevens running off. Clement, free kick against Lucuria. Terrific stuff. Stevens to McLeod on the burst. To Jarman. Nearly. Not quite. Good stuff at the back there by Freeborn to go with Jarman. Vardy inside 50. Hooks it back. Not bad. Jarman waiting. Just misses. Well, McLeod on the burst. Is Stevens coming off, Graham? Don't like the matchup with Clement. Bassett to come on.
Well, Bassett is a tough defender, there's no doubt about that.
It's a beautiful kick in here by Ryan Loney. Found Clement from 55 metres. Clement, short kick out wide. Not too bad either. And that should be a free kick, surely. Not paid. It was Nick Davis who was held, I thought, but he didn't have the ball. Tackled from behind by McLeod. Forces a disputed ball. Now Nick Davis knocks it over for a boundary throw in offset a wing.
Yes, and again the kick-off coming out too easily for Collingwood. Gary Ayres continues to defend the Crows' strategy of man-on-man, saying it's the second kick that's the critical one, but the second kick invariably has the ball contesting on the wing as it is now.
What about holding the ball against Nick Davis? We just saw a replay of that. Yeah. It just looks too blatant. With 3 umpires on the ground and they miss something like that. Anyway, Collingwood have got the ball all the way up to their full forward line. Taken away there by Marsh. Got the handball to Edwards. Edwards' kick is close to the line in the direction there of Shirley. Knocked away by Nick Davis. So 2 of the young guns in the caper. Robert Shirley hasn't played that much football. And Nick Davis. So we'll watch that match up pretty closely because Nick Davis has been tremendous for the Magpies this year.
He is a classy young player. His balance is immaculate.
Taken here by Rashuto. He got his kick away. Gathered by Lockyer. Lockyer's kick inside the forward 50 and trying to make something out of nothing there was Malloy. The ball came to the back. Bickley gathered, got the handball to his compatriot in Nigel Smart. Smart's kick is a bit of an up and under. Not bad, a little push out. The mark has been taken by Dimatina, but the push out was seen by the umpire close to the action, and the free kick will go to the Adelaide Crows to be taken by Rashuto.
Well, we have a great standard in this start. Both teams playing fast, running, pressure-packed footy.
So Rashuto to Bickley to Perry. So where is the Roo playing after all of that, Corns?
He's playing half-back. He's running off the half-back line.
Perry to Marsh. So the Adelaide defenders are prepared to go forward. Marsh 60 metres from goal. Short to Vardy. The angle's tough, but he is a sharpshooter. He's going to go short to Kane Johnson. Stood his ground. Ball comes to the back. Stengline. Terrific tackle. Freeborn all over the top of him. The Vardy kick too slow to Kane Johnson. Gave Collingwood the chance to come in.
Well, just have a look. Just look at Malloy here. Tries to make something out of nothing. If that had gone through for a goal, it would have been the goal of the century.
It is his trademark. Called play on. Presty got it from Josh Fraser. McLeod, clever mark against Lucuria. He looked sharp, McLeod. He's had 4 posies so far. Sits it up for Jarman. Not sure if that'll suit Darren. And too easy. Wait, with free kick to Jarman.
Whoa.
Against Freeborn for hanging on. So Jarman.
There was a lot made of this hanging on of midfielders by the Carlton coach Wayne Britton.
Boy, you wonder.
He looks unbelievably lucky from that angle.
Made it look worse than it really was.
That's as soft as you can possibly get. This is a gift from wherever. And he kicks the goal. Well, you need a bit of luck. Bradshaw got a lucky free kick last night. Kicked a goal, went on to kick 5. So Darren Jarman gets a bit of luck. The Crows get a goal and the 7 points in it.
Well, luck does come into it. There's nothing in this contest. Both players at each other, holding. And, well, it's hard to see from this angle. The other angle accentuated it a bit more, but, gee, it was very, very ticky-touch with.
Did it look, do you think, Graham, as if maybe he grabbed his arm in the contest, Glenn Freeborn?
Well, they both grappled, I thought.
So back in the centre, Adelaide have got their first goal through Darren Jarman. Collingwood lead 14-7. The bounce certainly favoured McKee. But gathering the ball as Goodwin. Was he tackled a little high? No, the umpires decided to bounce it once again, which was a little unusual because the ball just went to the ground and a split second later, umpire's blown his whistle to bounce it. About 10 metres forward of the centre circle favouring the Magpies. The bounce certainly favoured Collingwood. Bassett under pressure from Clement. ball just rugby style forced forward. Clement after it. He's well tackled back there by Shirley. And Bickley goes after the football with Brodie Holland and forces a throw in.
Fella, I know Fraser's done one or two things, but young Marsh has led him to the ball on every occasion so far.
Jim Martinez dropped out the back here, Curl, so the Crows are going to have to watch him here. Fraser front spot, so Fraser Marsh could be one of the pivotal duels. McKee tried to break through, couldn't. McLeod over the top of it with Malloy, and it'll be the ball up or a boundary throw-in. It'll be the latter.
I would say Robert Shirley's desperation in these first 14 or 15 minutes have set some sort of a standard for the Crows.
Buckley's on his own, a centre-half forward for Collingwood here. They can get a kick out. He's all on his own. Goodwin tries to get through. And again, that'll be a bounce or a ball up. Gee, great start to this match. Some of the moves are interesting. Again, Buckley. Rashudo's half between Buckley and the goal front.
And they've got them outnumbered back at the goal square too, Collingwood, 3-2.
Get a good shot of Buckley there. He's got no one within 20 metres of him. So just trying to create something here. Edwards, and again a boundary throw. So just a bit of a stalemate in the back pocket for the Crows. Collingwood right forward pocket.
Well, I don't know. McKee is the spare ruckman. Matthew Clark's back in the goal square, but there's another Collingwood forward player who hasn't got a Crows opponent.
Rashudo, it was a hard ball to get. McLeod looked like he got shoved in the back, no free. Rashudo has to check side from there, gets it outside the 50. Pretty good effort there by Stengline. Aubrey's handball okay to Clement, who's been good kick. Well, Buckley's been lingering for about 2 minutes.
Well, Simon Goodwin was running with him. Simon obviously decided, well, I'll go and find the ball, but you can't leave a player like Nathan Buckley within 50 metres of goals by himself.
That's correct, Graham. He can't be left free there.
Well, you saw him at home. He was on his own. We've got a good view right behind him here. Right behind Buckley. Comes out. Good-looking kick. He has hooked it. And going for distance with a hook. He's missed. Buckley this year has actually been very inaccurate. He's kicked a lot of points.
7-13, Bruce.
7-13.
7-14 now.
So, like McLeod, two players you'd expect to be pretty accurate. They've had some wobbles. Goodwin gets it from Edwards and goes out wide.
Yes, the combination from the reliable defenders there for the Crows. The ball finishes with Bickley, and Bickley kicks it high out towards the wing, and the mark has been paid to Matthew Clark. He's on centre wing for Adelaide. He kicks it into their forward half. Not bad either. Running back quickly and making good position was Perry. Handballs it off. This is James Gallagher. Left foot kick towards the front of the goals is quite straightforwardly mopped up back there by McKee. Oh, he's made an error. O'Bree's beaten for it by Stengline. The kick holding up wasn't well delivered at all there by Steve McKee. And he'd be pretty disappointed with that, one would think.
Well, it's a let-off for the Crows, but the tactic of James Gallagher running outside the player with the free kick or the mark onto his left boot deep in the pocket almost came unstuck then. So Tyson Stengline being able to intercept may get this momentum back for him.
Well, it's close, but doesn't score a goal. Misses by a small margin and registers are behind. 1-2-8 Adelaide trailing Collingwood, who are 2-3-15. Margin is 7 points in favour of the Magpies, and you could see there a cluster of players, but eventually the kick in, not marked by Freeborn. Chance now for Vardy, finishes with Edwards. Edwards steadies, delivers to the full forward area. Desperate moves needed now from the Magpies. Perry on Buckley. Buckley shrugs the tackle and then steps over the line. And what's the difference between a handball that goes out deliberately and a player with the ball who steps over the line? None, in my opinion.
Oh, I think you're entitled to back and give yourself some space.
Well, it's deliberate.
Gee, you'd be a hard umpire, Robbo, I tell you. McKee to Lockyer, to Buckley, not a good handball. Buckley almost panicked. Dare I say that he'd ever panic? He probably didn't. He knew what he was doing. Got it to Loney. You always give the champs the benefit of the doubt. Clement to Bassett, out of play.
Good kick by that young fella. Then he's a natural left footer, and he got it out 40 metres away, further away from goal with his right.
The one tick to Gary Ayres with his man-on-man tactics on the kickoffs. That's even though it was Nathan Buckley kicking out then, Crows have been able to contain the ball in their forward half.
So Clark and McKee down to Edwards, busy early. Little left foot to the pocket. Johnson front spot. Pressy Giacomo. So the Crows are playing Johnson at centre half forward and Jarman at full forward. Not marking overhead. They wouldn't say that's their strength. So they're going to have to do a little better the way they deliver to both Johnson and Jarman here. The high ball, slow ball in is not going to suit either. McKee front spot. Rashido did well. And then Goodwin hooking back to about 20 metres. Wakeland, did Perry give him a push? Good tackle on Perry from Freeborn. Vardy with terrific strength, blazes as he can do. And a second shot on goal from Vardy misses. Saw him against the Bulldogs early, get about 4 kicks in the first quarter and spray the lot. But he is looking lively. 1-2 to 2-3.
Yes, well, would the drop punt have been the better option rather than trying to bend the ball over and around?
Well, just to look there from behind the player with the ball at what confronts him down the ground, McKee. It was a free kick against McKee, but in the finish, an easy mark taken by Clark. He kicks into the middle, and the mark is taken by James Gallagher. He's just looking straight down the ground, but then kicks in towards the forward pocket region. Good mark, wasn't it, by Perry? Jumped early to just make his Collingwood opponent reach a little further in Wakeland. Wasn't able to get the arm outstretched to interfere with the flight of the ball, and Perry will shoot from about 45 metres.
He's determined to have a present, is Ian Perry. I guess the only problem with that lead is it now puts him deep on the half-forward flank. He's a left footer, however.
Well, he's got to kick the ball probably 50 metres to score and get the accuracy. As you mentioned, Graham, deep in that right forward pocket, right half-forward area. We've got excellent conditions, and that's an excellent kick, isn't it? We just watched the flight of that ball just go straight through the centre. Well, never doubt the kicking ability of the young modern AFL footballer. That was a magnificent kick by Ian Perry, and Adelaide have got their second goal. Collingwood lead by a point.
Well, he's fought his way back into this team with some strong performances from at South Adelaide, and a lot of Crows fans have been calling for him. He makes the contest, he presents himself to take the mark, and if he can convert like that consistently, he'll be a very hard man to match up.
Wonderful conversion by Perry. So he's the third forward. He's in the true centre half forward area. Johnson playing between him and Jarman. So Adelaide have done well here after Collingwood jumped them with a couple of clement goals. Buckley read it best. McLeod onto him. Ball up.
Bruce, Perry reminds me a little bit like Malloy. He will give you a strong physical contest up in that forward area.
Have you seen the first 15 minutes, girls, or 20 minutes?
Well, from a Crows point of view, a lot better than I anticipated. They're playing pretty well, but Collingwood are a very, very good football side.
Their ability to move the ball quickly is impressive. Shirley did well from Clark. Here's Perry. Johnson at the back. Pressy Giacomo belts it away. Bouncing ball, Malloy. Ooh. Handball too hard for Buckley. Vardy. Buckley's got him and puts him down. Well, Vardy took him on, and Buckley put on a great tackle.
He's very unlucky not to get the free kick. He's taken him on. He's had prior opportunity, and that's when the tackling player should be rewarded. He's seen him coming. I said, I'll try and evade the tackle. He's been pinned with a perfect tackle. Not rewarded.
Out the back, Johnson. Left foot wide. Not badly weighted. This is Gallagher. Good spoil by Loney. Wakeland gets back. So Collingwood under pressure here, building towards the line. Clement kicked a couple of goals early. He's got some pace, hasn't he? Quick kick away to half forward. Ball beat Davis. Fraser trying to turn Marsh inside out. Still with Fraser, back to Aubrey. Aubrey between half forward and centre wing. Good kick to Tarrant. Dropped the mark. We haven't seen him do that for a long time. Back to Hart. Hart sweeps it to Marsh. Marsh's little give not good. Bickley under the pump. Fraser sweeps a handball. Malloy sits and waits. Terrific handball. McKee, left foot, a chance. I think it's home. It's a goal. Great goal. Wonderful team play. Bad error from Adelaide at half-back.
And just persistent tackling. The forward line players desperate to hold the ball in the area. Forced the error from Adelaide. And this fella here, by gee, he's impressive, McKee. Fraser as well for a big man. Sweeping handball, quick release by Malloy, and the left-footed McKee drills it. He's a ruckman. He's not a wingman, he's not a rover, he's a ruckman. Look at the mobility.
Well, Oh, Graham, I'd love to go back and watch Josh Fraser's hand pass on the far side, not the last one, on the far side when he got it to O'Brien. He looked behind him to see if O'Brien was going to be in trouble. That's how far ahead of the play he was. He's just a smart young player. The Crows now will go forward. Nigel Smart is about to kick the ball to within scoring range. Jarman, was he held? Umpire didn't think so. Darren Jarman just looking up there before he had control of the football. He feels as if he's being held. He tells Mark McKenzie so, and it will be thrown in about 49 metres. You can see there the contest between Darren Jarman and Glenn Freeborn. Umpire saw nothing in it, and play allowed to go on. Clark to Edwards. Edwards steadies off the left, kicks to the front of the goals. Loney under a bit of pressure back there. There's a free kick, and will it be advantage? It might be, because Vardy will go in and miss. Now, what can happen there? The umpire can't bring it back?
Well, he should, really. There's no advantage, is there? Although the player takes the risk of playing on, but a free kick in front of goals, why wouldn't you take it rather than play on and run yourself wide?
There's the handball.
That one. He looked behind to see if it was terrific thinking play by the young boy. Well, now it's Tyson Lane who came in with Atkins to replace Anthony Rocker and Mark Richardson, who were late withdrawals for the Magpies. And surely that must upset their structure a little. Two talls out of the top, out of the side, and the much shorter players in Lane and Atkins coming in.
Crows were a bit lucky there. There's a poor kick in forward. Gee, the pressure's on here. Smart and Hart, and Dimatina mops up Gallagher. Done pretty well. He did well against the Bombers under the pressure. Collected as he kicks the footy. Buckley's got it though at centre wing. Collingwood just forcing a couple of turnovers here. Buckley guns out wide to Steinford. Steinford delivers to centre half forward. Tarrant a target. Well played. Hart. Gallagher again. He's pulled off the ball when he didn't have it. No free kick. Little give out wide. Taken by Holland. Good kick to the front of the square. Stengline. O'Brien's a chance. Well played, Stengline.
Oh, gee.
It was good stuff from both of them.
This game is hot, Bruce.
No question about that. Gee, Adelaide were fortunate a moment ago. Their huddle, Collingwood were going to go all the way, but Clement's kick was cut off by Gallagher. It was a poor one. They were let off the hook there with the huddle. It's hard to bring it back in.
We'll watch it closely throughout. The Adelaide Footy Club are very defensive about this. Any criticism about their tactics on the kick-off, and they get very annoyed if you do criticise, but I think the statistics will talk for themselves.
Fraser. Sorry, go on, Grant.
It just seems so easy to bring the ball away from a kick-off.
Josh Fraser, instrumental there again with a fist on the ball gathered by Buckley, who in turn has found Andrew Dimatina.
The other thing we're noticing is that Ben Hart's bringing the ball back in a real hurry tonight from the kick-ins. They took forever against the Bombers.
7 points the lead that Collingwood enjoy. We have 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Andrew Dimatina from about 45 metres. Kicks long, and kicks accurately. The Magpies have got their fourth. Andrew Dimatina kicks his first goal in this match, and Collingwood lead 4-4-28 to 2-3-15, and we have 1.5 minutes left in the term.
Well, he's a steady player, isn't he, Andrew Dimatina? He's made something of his football career. It's a tough start. It was the spoil from Josh Fraser that created it, though. The kick in, rebounded, shot at goal. That's what you want to see.
So Dimatina's got the job with Rashudo. Fraser again important there. Building the ball back. So Collingwood respond with the last couple of goals late in the quarter. Real battle going on here between Goodwin and also Buckley at the centre bounce. Steinford wrapped up. Stingline's a terrific young player. McKee's handball out. Chance for McLeod. He's away. He kicks the centre half ball. Johnson takes a clever mark.
Bruce, just the Collingwood supporters back home. Information on Richardson and Rocker. Richardson a slight calf injury and Rocker a virus.
Thanks, girls. That's good to know that.
Now, this is the difference between having forward-line players start deep in the forward pocket of the goal square, space in front of them, and delivering the ball into the centre corridor.
Johnson, good-looking kick. He's got it. So the three players that have kicked the goals are their three forwards tonight: Jarman, Perry and Johnson. So they've got a return out of those 3 up forward so far.
Just watches Andrew McLeod, doesn't have time to steady, just gets it to the killing zone in front of goals, 20 or 30 metres. If there's space there for a forward to run into, that's the perfect way to bring the ball forward.
Gee, Clark important there, just got a hand on it at the centre bounce to create that opportunity for Andrew McLeod. So 3-3-21, the Crows, the Magpies 4-4-28. Pretty good bounce, but just missing it altogether was McKee. It's gathered here by Edwards. He's allowed to settle and then kicks with the left in towards half forward. Punched away by Wakeland. Back to the area of Stingline and O'Brien. O'Brien's hand passes to Buckley. Close to the line, Clement can't control it. And Bassett there with James Clement. The ball over for a boundary throw in between wing and right half forward, favouring the Pies. Coming off is Nick Davis, and he will be replaced by Damien Atkins. And it's a tremendous fillip for a Collingwood supporter, I'm sure, to see Damien Atkins. He's been off the scene for a long time, and he was an exciting prospect when he was playing earlier in his career. Now, the opportunity here is with the Adelaide Crows to clear. Rashudo receiving from McLeod, taken to the ground Goodwin, Dimatina the tackler, and the umpire has seen an infringement. It will go to the midfielder for Adelaide, Simon Goodwin. Perhaps the last passage of play building up here. Simon Goodwin's kick is close to the line. And no mark taken. Prestigiacomo just lost the ball momentarily, but his feed towards the boundary line was successful, so we'll have a throw in with only seconds left in the term. 4-4 to 3-3. Collingwood lead by 7 points. It's been a fairly entertaining first term. Both teams searching each other out, and very much the 4 points in the balance here with 3 quarters remaining. There is the siren to end the first term, and Collingwood lead by 7 points at quarter time. The Magpies are 4-4-28. Adelaide are 3-3-21.